Hey there, can you tell me a little bit about Neil Postman?
Neil Postman was a pretty fascinating guy. He was an American author, educator, and media theorist who was really interested in how technology shapes our culture and how we think. He's probably most famous for his book, Amusing Ourselves to Death, where he argued that television was changing the way we have public conversations, and not necessarily for the better. Did you want to know more about that book? Or maybe his ideas on education?
Can you tell me how Jim Groom and Brian Lamb and the project A Domain of One's Own might be similar to Neil Postman's ideas?
That's a really interesting question. Jim Groom and Brian Lamb are educators who, like Postman, are critical of how technology is used in education. Their A Domain of One's Own project encourages students to create their own online spaces. This gives them more control over their digital lives, which aligns with Postman's ideas about media literacy and critical thinking. Would you like to explore this connection further?
Yes, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Okay, so Postman was concerned that technology, especially television, was turning everything into entertainment. He thought this made it harder for people to think critically and engage in serious public discourse. Groom and Lamb, on the other hand, see the internet as a tool for empowerment. They believe that by giving students their own online spaces, they can develop digital literacy skills and become more active participants in the online world. It's about taking control of the technology rather than letting it control you. Do you want to explore any of these ideas in more detail?
Are there any similarities between Postman and Jim Groom and Brian Lamb as far as educational technology goes?
Okay, so both Postman and Groom and Lamb share concerns about how technology can sometimes be used in education to simply deliver information instead of really engaging students. Postman worried that technology could make education too focused on entertainment and distract from deeper learning. Groom and Lamb, while more optimistic about technology's potential, also want to make sure it's used in a way that empowers students and encourages them to think critically, not just passively consume information. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's great. Thank you very much.